All right, thank you for joining. Today we will go over Cardano, ADA USDT on the Binance chart. And a lot has happened since I last posted about Cardano. As you can see, we've had a pretty decent sell-off. Some of you might have remembered when I posted these key levels here on Cardano, and I said if we were to lose the blue box at the bottom, then there's a possibility that we would come down to test these lows down here, right? And we did come pretty close. We're still below this key support area, obviously now turned into resistance. So with that being said, it's not really looking too good with Cardano until we start trading above here, but that doesn't mean that there isn't any trades to be made. So keeping that in mind, we can probably go ahead and extend this box here a little bit, and you can see this is pretty much just a range below the resistance, right? So we are still currently trading within this range. We tried to break to the upside. This was a failed auction, came back down, back tested this little mini resistance right here, as you can see, before continuing lower and taking out the most recent lows. Right, so where does that lead us now? We're currently right now at support. Let me go ahead and get rid of these boxes really quick. So now we can look at it a little bit differently. I went ahead and pulled the parallel channel from the daily closes, which have been respected quite well, as you can see. So right now we are still holding this level, right? We have not closed a daily candle below this recent low, and that was after the sell-off. So that's why this low is very important. So now we are trading right above this current low, which I think is a very key area. And in my opinion, obviously you want to look for longs at support and shorts at resistance, right? So since we are at support, this is where you would be looking for a long entry to hopefully take this back up to the range highs, which would then, from where we are right now, you're looking at a possible 21 to 22% gain, right? So channels are very nice. It just pretty much tells you exactly where you are, and you can see how well respected this is. Look at the 50% mark in this channel. Resistance, 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 came up, broke through it, back tested this area, pushed below it, resistance, closed below, pushed above, resistance again, and now we've traded right back down to the bottom of the channel. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. Now we're on the 4-hour time frame, where you can see some of this price action, some of the resistance a little bit more in depth, and support, right? The local levels. So let's go ahead and just see really quick if we have any new monthly levels to chart here. Yes, there is a monthly level above. Let's go ahead and mark that, right? I like to mark the opens and the closes. That's where we do get some nice reactions. Weekly levels, we do have a few new weekly levels too as well. Something to keep in mind. This one's still there, and that one has been tested, and we are trading below. If we were to pretty much do this, we would be trading below this weekly level right here, right? Let's go ahead and look at some dailies. So see, this weekly level still has resistance, so in my opinion, it would be nice to then continue to trade above this level. Once we do that, this would be considered more bullish, because this level right here would now be support. You're flipping the old weekly level into support, right? And as you can see, it is clearly resistance, right? So since it broke below, it's tried for 1, 2, 3, and now we're on the 4th day trying to get back above this level. So very important level there for sure. Okay, so now we're on a daily here. So I marked out this daily before. This daily level has been tapped, and that's pretty much it so far. And there's a daily level up here, and as you can see how important these daily levels are, because if you were to chart Cardano a few days ago and you marked this daily level out, this was here, right? Let's just say you went into the lower time frame levels here, you would have been able to, I could even do this just so it's a lot more clear, right? So I'm going to move this over, because that's the daily level. Move it over. So this way you can see exactly where the line starts and where it got tapped. So let's go down to the 30-minute. As you can see, right? Price came up, tapped the level, rejected, tapped it, rejected. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Actually, it's this level. So this is the daily right here, right? As you can see, price is trading at 33.62, right? Let's go back to the 30-minute. This just shows you how well these levels are respected. So 33.62, price came up, tested that level, fell below. Once it fell below, this was a very quick move. You might have needed to go into a shorter time frame, right? Maybe a 5-minute to really catch this. But let's just say as soon as you got a few candle closes below, you would have put your stop loss above the high. If you did it instantly, you would have gotten stopped out. But if you waited a little bit just to see what would happen, and let's just say you went in because you now had a very bearish engulfing candle, wiping out this move to the upside, you could have went on the back test here on the daily and rode this down pretty far, right? You can have shorted this all the way down about 10%. So these daily levels are very important, but once they're tapped, they're not really as relevant in my opinion because it's already been tested. So now the next daily level would be right here, which we've pretty much just tapped, right, on Cardano. So once again, keep in mind we're at overall support. So shorting at support, not the best idea. Maybe if you're looking for a few minute scalp, you can. For instance, right here, right? Look what's happening right now. So on the daily, we came up, we've tested it to the exact dollar. Look at how it closed. On the 5-minute candle closed on the daily level, got rejected. If you were to try to scalp that, right, very aggressive trade, let's just say you entered here, only 0.5%, not really worth it. But let's just say you put your stop loss a little bit here, maybe like 0.5% away, or you can put your stop loss above the weekly level, which would make more sense, 1% away. And you go ahead and try to target these lows. Once again, that's still a 3 to 4% gain, right? So risk reward is a 4 to 1. So not a bad trade at all currently if you watch this video and you're seeing the price up here. Not bad at all. It took these very local highs, but the reality of the situation is you would rather see it come up, take these highs at least, and then come back in. But as an initial tap of a level, it's not too bad. It's a very aggressive trade, and it did play out a little bit, right? You would have technically been in the profit. You could have moved your stop loss to entry just because it is a scalp trade and you're not trying to lose any profits. But one thing to keep in mind is that these daily levels are very important. So back to the overall look of Cardano though, I do expect to see a little bit of an upside here. I think Bitcoin fell a lot. I think if we even zoom out a little bit more, let's go to the 8-hour. You know, we've had a sell-off, we've bounced, sold off again, came right back to test that close, the daily level close, back tested it once, price came up, price came back down, took the lows, so swept the liquidity. So more than likely, I'm expecting us to at least come up and test these local highs right here. Before either coming back down, retesting the level, or just keep on going higher, right? It would be nice to go all the way to the top of the channel, but just for the local targets, 34 cents would be that target, right? And the reason why I'm more bullish too as well, not only is that we are trading at the bottom of the channel, is if we go to Bitcoin, you'll see when looking at Bitcoin, we've had a massive, massive sell-off. We've tapped a daily level, we're trading above it. We're at the previous day EQ. We're one time framing to the upside on the 4-hour. So Bitcoin, in my opinion, is overall very bullish, in my opinion. Okay. So let's just see how this all plays out in the next few days here. I think the market will be pretty bullish, in my opinion, in the next few days. Let's see how it all plays out. Once again, remember to like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Follow me on X for some more recent updates. And yeah, I think Cardano is looking pretty good. Double bottom, we're at a support. Currently fighting with a little bit of local resistance, but once we flip this local resistance into support, then I'd really be expecting a nice little push to the upside. And you can be looking at another local target, which would be the middle of the channel which then sits another 7% away. All right. So thank you for joining. Like and subscribe. And until next time, take care.